Hello everyone. Today our topic is living world. So this is the topic from class 11th biology. So whenever we are studying about living world, a question arises there: what is a living organism or what is a non-living thing? So what is a living organism? Any object or any organism which can grow, can reproduce, or can respond to any action, whatever taking place in our nature or in our environment, and according to that response, adapting to live in any environment or any temperature, that is called as living organism. So, living organisms and non-living things. Whenever, so living things means we humans also include under living organisms, or plants, animals, all these, because they respond and they show cellular metabolism and they show growth and they reproduce. For that reason, they are placed under living things. Non-living things, whatever we man-made things are complete, come under non-living things. So whenever we are talking about living organism, what are living organisms and what are non-living things? So living organisms include we human beings, plants, animals, all these come under living organism, and non-living organisms are which cannot respond to any action, any stimuli, or which cannot move from one place to another. All these will come under non-living things. So if we are talking about living organism, few basic characters regarding living organisms. So main characters regarding living organisms are: first foremost thing is cell structure. Without a cell we cannot survive, without a cell a plant cannot survive, or without a cell animal cannot survive, because cell, it is the basic unit of life. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So cell, it plays a major role in our human beings or plants or animals. So all living beings are made up of cells. A group of cells when come together by a cell division, if a single cell is there, so from one cell it will replicate into 1 plus 1 2, again these will replicate into 4. So like this, a cell division, it is a continuous process, and this complete cell division, it leads to formation of a multicellular organism. So with this multicellular organism only, any development in a plant or animal will be taking place. So here, plants, if we consider regarding plants and animals, if we seeing the differences, so plants, they can grow throughout their lifetime, and cell division, it is a continuous process throughout their lifetime. Cell will divide continuously, and formation of new leaves, formation of new stem, formation of new flowers will be taking place throughout their lifetime. Until the plant will die, cell division will be a continuous chain process. But if we consider in animals, it is not a continuous process. It will occur for a particular period of age only, because once after reproduction, once the production of young ones, it means these animals, it will be going to they are going to die, or they are not surviving in this particular environment. So at that point, cell division will be stopping. So this is the difference between plants and animals. And after cell structure, next important character is metabolism. So without a metabolism, without division, without a metabolism, no living organism will survive in this world. So metabolism, it is a biochemical reaction. Whenever we are talking about a biochemical reaction, there a question arises: what is metabolism? So it means in a cell there will be energy, there will be a protein, there will be a carbohydrates. All these carbohydrates or proteins or energy, they require a metabolic reactions. So these kind of metabolic reactions, they are called as biochemical reactions. Bio means living, chemical means involving of chemical things, so it completes biochemical reaction. So metabolism, it shows again two things: one is catabolism, one is anabolism. If we are talking about a general metabolism, we have to consider catabolism and anabolism. If suppose ATP is there, ATP is a large molecule, and this ATP, it will be forming into small pieces and for forming a protein. So this is known as breaking down of molecules, breaking down of a large molecule of ATP, it is known as catabolism. And this breakage, when this breakage will occur, when this catabolic process will occur during respiration, it not only in animals, not only in human beings, not only in plants. So this respiration process, it is a continuous process in all living organisms. So at that point, catabolism will be taking place. Catabolism means breakdown of large molecules into small pieces, small molecules, that is known as catabolism. And what is anabolism? Anabolism means, anabolic process means, so again formation of, again all these small pieces, whatever occurring after catabolism, all these small pieces will be forming into large molecule of ATP. It means synthesis of large molecule. By utilizing this energy, it is a chain process. Metabolism is a chain process of catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism, breakdown of small pieces, and this catabolism, it also leads to anabolism. It is formation of a large molecule again. So this example we have to consider photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, in photosynthesis, small molecules of ATP, small molecules of this energy, it is going to synthesis a large molecule like carbon plus hydrogen plus oxygen. These are the small molecules, but it is leading to formation of C6H12O6. So this is a energy formation. Photosynthesis requires energy, so photosynthesis, it is the formation of large molecules. So this is anabolism. And next character regarding this living organisms is reproduction. Without a reproduction, no living organism will survive, because reproduction, it is an important process for production of their young ones, for production of their new individuals, for production of their new copies, and to increase their generations. See, living organisms, they cannot stop at a particular generation, and it means they cannot stop at one generation. Generations should be go on. So for that reason, reproduction is necessary. So it is a process where production of new individuals, similar individuals like photocopies of their parents, will be occurring. And whenever we are talking about reproduction, there a question arises, what? Two types of reproduction. It means in reproduction, it may be a sexual reproduction or it may be a asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction is the one where it occurs in plants generally. So in plants, there are three reproduction. If we talk about like asexual, sexual or vegetative reproduction, but in we human beings, only sexual reproduction is the mode of reproduction and the mode of producing young ones. So this is about today's class. In our next class, we are going to study about diversity in living world, nomenclature, identification and classification in detail. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.